What if the car in your driveway is already on its way out and the automaker isn't saying a word? Sales are tanking, models are disappearing, and owners are being left with cars nobody wants. In this video, we're counting down 12 car brands on the brink of collapse, the scandals behind their fall, and why owning one could cost you thousands. Number 12, Buick. Buick is alive, but barely. For decades, it's carried the old folks car stigma, and that shadow still follows it. Younger buyers don't see Buick as modern or aspirational. To them, it's grandpa's ride, not a brand for the future. Sales show the struggle. In 2024, Buick moved 183,000 vehicles in the US, up 16% from 2023. That sounds decent, but it pales next to Toyota's 2.3 million or Honda's 1.3 million. In comparison, Buick barely registers. The lineup doesn't help. In America, Buick offers 3 SUVs, the Encore GX, Envision, and Envista. Critics dismiss them as rebadged Chevrolets, and buyers see the same thing. When your cars look like slightly altered siblings of other models, it's impossible to establish credibility as a luxury light brand. Scandals haven't helped. The Tiger Woods sponsorship was supposed to inject cool factor. Instead, it cost millions and ended in embarrassment. Mechanical issues have piled up as well. The Encore and Encore GX have been plagued with engine performance problems, oil leaks, and turbocharger failures. For owners, the consequences are clear. Resale values are dropping faster, dealer support is shrinking, and GM could eventually pull Buick from the US market altogether. The brand struggles to attract prestige buyers while remaining too expensive for budget-conscious shoppers. In short, Buick is trapped in a middle ground it can't escape. Buyers who expect luxury feel disappointed, and the cars depreciate faster than rivals. Number 11, Lincoln. Once a symbol of American luxury, Lincoln is now struggling to stay relevant. The badge that once carried prestige is slipping, and reliability issues are a major warning sign for owners. Air suspension leaks are common, turning smooth rides into sagging messes. Engines suffer from coolant and oil leaks, overheating, and loss of power. Transmissions add to the headache. The MKZ is notorious for harsh shifting, while the Navigator can experience slipping gears. Electrical faults make matters worse, from wiring failures to glitchy infotainment. Buyers paying for comfort often end up with frustration instead. The MKX has transfer case issues, the town car battles spark plug and suspension faults, and the Takata airbag recall still shadows the brand's reputation. Lincoln's problems aren't just mechanical, the brand's market relevance is fading. Younger buyers aren't interested, and rivals like BMW, Lexus, and Cadillac dominate. Lincoln dealerships are shrinking, leaving fewer options and support for loyal owners. Sales reflect the decline. Consumer Reports ranks Lincoln 24th overall, 12th in luxury, and 13th in road tests, numbers that are far from impressive for a brand once tied to precedence and prestige. For owners, that means weaker resale, higher repair bills, and limited dealer support. Lincoln is trapped between fading relevance and lingering prestige. Unless the company addresses both reliability and image, it risks becoming a relic, leaving its drivers with cars that depreciate quickly and are harder to maintain. Number 10, Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo still turns heads with its sleek lines, sporty handling, and that iconic Italian badge. But behind the style, the brand is sinking fast, and owners are the ones paying the price. Reliability is a major problem. Consumer Reports ranked Alfa Romeo 27th overall in 2025, 13th among luxury brands, and 26th in road tests. Electrical failures are common, causing warning lights and sudden shutdowns. Infotainment systems glitch, transmissions shift roughly, oil leaks are frequent, and suspension wear affects ride quality. Owners report cheap plastics, fragile knobs, and uneven panel gaps. Instead of precision, Alfa Romeo delivers disappointment, with cars showing wear sooner than rivals. Sales reveal the reality. In the US, models like the Giulia and Stelvio only move with steep discounts, and dealership support rarely meets luxury expectations. Many customers report inattentive service, leaving owners frustrated and worried about long-term care. Scandals have further damaged the brand. In 2019, parent company FCA paid billions over Dieselgate cheating. In 2024, a branding misstep forced Alfa Romeo to abandon the Milano name and rush a switch to Junior. Without real fixes, the brand risks leaving owners with stylish cars that depreciate quickly. Alfa Romeo is proof that Italian style alone can't cover deep cracks. For owners, the charm of the badge comes at a high price, and the cost keeps growing every year. Number 9. Maserati. Once a symbol of Italian luxury and passion, Maserati is now sliding toward collapse. In 2024, global sales plunged 57%, dropping from 26,600 vehicles to just 11,300. That's not a slowdown, it's a freefall. Models like the Levante, Ghibli, and Quattroporte used to turn heads, but now they gather dust in showrooms while buyers flock to Porsche and BMW. Even Stellantis, Maserati's parent company, had to bring in consultants to determine whether to sell, merge, or shut down the brand. The US market, long considered Maserati's jackpot, hasn't helped. Import tariffs imposed a 25% tax on every car, making these luxury vehicles nearly impossible to justify against rivals offering more for less. Meanwhile, delays in the EV rollout, weak demand, and canceled models are adding to the pressure. For owners, the risk is clear. If Stellantis decides to pull the plug, Maserati buyers could be left with orphaned cars. Parts may become scarce, resale values could collapse, and service support might vanish overnight. The brand's identity crisis goes beyond numbers. Maserati is struggling to prove relevance in a luxury market dominated by competitors with stronger reliability and broader appeal. Maserati's story shows that even legendary badges can fall hard when sales, relevance, and reliability all collapse. For anyone considering this brand, the charm of Italian design comes with serious financial and practical risks. Number 8. Jaguar. Once a symbol of British luxury, Jaguar is now teetering on the edge of collapse. Known for sleek sedans and roaring sports cars, the brand has drastically cut its lineup. In 2024, Jaguar discontinued the XC, XF, F-Type, I-Pace, and E-Pace in the US, leaving only the F-Pace SUV as it bets everything on a risky pivot to all-electric luxury. That gamble has created a product vacuum. No new EV will arrive until late 2025, and only 2 more are planned for 2026. Until then, showrooms are nearly empty and buyers have little to choose from. A controversial rebrand hasn't helped either. The iconic leaping cat logo was replaced with a plain J in a circle, and the new slogan, Live Vivid, came with vague fashion ads that many fans called out of touch. Sales reflect the decline. In April 2025, Jaguar registered just 49 cars in Europe, a staggering 97% drop from the year before. Year-to-date sales fell 75% and global volumes dropped from 180,000 in 2018 to 26,000 in 2024. Dealers are left with empty lots, resale values are tanking, and customer confidence is vanishing. Reliability and quality issues add to the trouble. Owners report mechanical failures, electrical glitches, and inconsistent build quality. For buyers, Jaguar is a risky proposition. The combination of a shrinking lineup, delayed EV plans, and declining brand appeal leaves owners facing steep depreciation and limited support. Number 7. Mitsubishi. Once known for rally legends and street icons, Mitsubishi is now fighting to stay relevant. In 2024, the brand sold just 19,000 vehicles in the US, a steep decline from earlier years. By early 2025, the situation worsened when new US tariffs froze deliveries, leaving cars stranded at ports and dealers empty-handed. The lineup itself is shrinking fast. The budget-friendly Mirage is gone, leaving only the Outlander, Outlander Sport, and Eclipse Cross. Even the redesigned Outlander has failed to meet expectations, struggling to make an impact in a competitive SUV market. Long-term reputation has also taken a hit. In 2016, Mitsubishi admitted to falsifying fuel economy data for over 600,000 vehicles, triggering raids, resignations, and billions in lost value. Earlier, a recall cover-up scandal further damaged credibility. These events forced Nissan to buy a controlling stake to keep the company afloat, but trust remains fragile. Owners face ongoing problems. Transmission failures, weak air conditioning, bad suspension components, electrical faults, and engines that refuse to start are common complaints. Build quality is inconsistent, technology feels outdated, and resale values fall faster than comparable competitors. For buyers, Mitsubishi may seem affordable and practical, but reality is harsher. Mitsubishi's current situation shows that even brands with a strong history of performance and adventure can falter when quality, trust, and relevance decline. Number 6. Infiniti. Once seen as a bold alternative to BMW and Lexus, Infiniti is now fading into the background. In 2024, the brand sold just 58,000 cars in the US, a 10% drop from the previous year. Over the last decade, sales have been nearly cut in half, leaving Infiniti struggling to maintain relevance in the luxury market. The lineup is shrinking and standalone showrooms are disappearing. Many Infiniti dealers have been folded into Nissan stores, signaling that the brand's luxury appeal is diminishing. Key models are being phased out. The QX50 and QX55 ended in 2025, and the Q50 sedan is already gone. What remains is a thin lineup priced out of reach for many buyers, making it hard to attract new customers. Reliability problems haven't helped. In 2018, Infiniti was caught inflating performance numbers, and more than 1.3 million vehicles have been affected by recalls over airbags and power steering failures. Older platforms and CVTs drag down performance, and quality issues persist. For owners, these challenges are clear. Fewer options, less dealer support, and cars that lose value faster than rivals. While Infiniti has announced plans to rebound with new EVs and a redesigned Q50 in 2027, the brand is running out of road for current owners. Infiniti's story shows that even brands with a strong initial reputation can struggle when sales, reliability, and dealer support all decline. Number 5. Chrysler. Once a household name, Chrysler has seen one of the steepest declines in modern auto history. In 2005, the brand sold more than 600,000 vehicles in the US. By 2024, sales had crashed to under 125,000, an 80% collapse. Today, the lineup is minimal. The 300 sedan is gone, the Voyager is fleet-only, and the Pacifica, Chrysler's last consumer model, is losing ground fast. Even the Pacifica slipped 11% in 2024, dragging overall volume down 22%, while competitors like Toyota's Sienna and Kia's Carnival surged ahead. Chrysler promised to come back with the Airflow EV, but Stellantis axed the project in mid-2024, calling it too expensive and already outdated. With no new products, Chrysler is running on borrowed time. Dealer troubles make things worse. A main dealer defaulted on a $4.5 million loan, and a Georgia store collapsed after a fraud scandal left customers without cash or titles. Chrysler has faced one blow after another: diesel emissions fraud, UAW bribery scandals, recalls for stalling engines, faulty suspensions, and electrical failures. Buyer confidence has completely collapsed. Today, owning a Chrysler comes with significant financial risks. The cars may still function, but buyers face steep depreciation, uncertain support, and the lingering shadow of a brand struggling to survive. Number 4. Nissan. Once a dominant force on American roads, Nissan is now fighting for survival. Globally, Nissan expects to lose $5 billion, with $3 billion coming from its US operations alone. It's not just sales. A failed merger with Honda in 2024, which could have created the world's third-largest automaker, collapsed when Honda demanded control. Since then, Nissan has struggled to find partners. Plants are shutting down, 9,000 jobs have been cut, and 2 planned US EVs were cancelled. There are no hybrids, no plug-ins, and no future-ready lineup. Trust issues run deep. Back in 2018, CEO Carlos Ghosn was arrested for hiding millions and using company funds like his personal bank. His dramatic escape to Lebanon exposed corporate chaos that has never fully been resolved. On top of that, emissions scandals where Nissan admitted cheating on fuel economy tests have further eroded confidence. For owners, the risks are clear. Resale values are dropping, service is shaky, and there's a real danger of owning a car from a brand that might not survive. Reliability, support, and long-term value are all under threat. Nissan's story shows that even brands with a strong history and iconic models can falter when management fails, scandals mount, and the product lineup falters. Number 3. Lucid Motors. Lucid was once marketed as the Tesla killer, promising futuristic luxury, 516 miles of range, and advanced technology. Buyers lined up expecting the next big thing in electric vehicles. Instead, the company is now struggling to survive. Financial troubles are severe. Lucid lost $2 billion in 2024, following over $3 billion in losses the previous year. Its stock has collapsed more than 95% from its peak. Investors are panicking, and the company's survival now depends almost entirely on Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, which holds a controlling stake. Production issues have compounded the problem. Cars have sat unfinished due to shortages of basic components like carpet and glass. Targets have been cut, delays piled up, and even the much-hyped Gravity SUV faces uncertainty. Quality issues are common. The Lucid Air was recalled for high-voltage failures causing sudden power loss, and owners report buggy software, glitchy driver assist, and infotainment failures. For a six-figure car, these problems feel unacceptable. Legal issues add to the risk. Lawsuits accuse executives of inflating production forecasts to secure funding, and labor regulators say workers were fired for union support. Lucid Motors shows that even high-tech, luxury EV startups aren't immune to collapse. No matter how promising the technology or sleek the design, financial instability and operational failures can leave owners holding the short end of the stick. Number 2. Fisker. Fisker was supposed to be a bold comeback, offering futuristic styling, a promising SUV, and the chance to rebound after its first crash in 2013. But by June 2024, the dream was dead again when the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The Ocean SUV initially looked like a winner. Production began in Austria in late 2022, with US deliveries rolling out in 2023. But almost immediately, problems emerged. Doors jammed, hoods flew open, and cars lost power mid-drive. The NHTSA launched multiple investigations, not for minor issues but for dangerous defects. By early 2024, production stopped completely and no more Oceans were built. Financially, Fisker collapsed. By March 2024, the company had $273 million in sales but faced a crushing $1 billion in debt. A planned rescue deal fell through, and the stock, already down 90% from its 2021 peak, flatlined. Legal and operational troubles followed. Shareholders claimed fraud, regulators stepped in, and the SEC issued subpoenas over financial mismanagement. Meanwhile, the cars themselves were plagued with problems. Buggy software, broken key fobs, and promised features like Apple CarPlay that never arrived. Owners struggled to get service, and some couldn't even drive their vehicles. Fisker's story is a stark reminder that even high-profile, hyped-up EVs can collapse, leaving owners exposed to financial loss and uncertainty. Number 1. Canoo. Canoo once looked like a bright future in the EV market. NASA signed on, Walmart ordered 4,500 vans, and a new Oklahoma plant was set to hire 1,400 workers. Investors piled in, and headlines called it the next Tesla, but the hype collapsed fast. By January 2025, Canoo filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Operations stopped immediately. The balance sheet was brutal, $50,000 in assets against more than $160 million in debt. The Oklahoma factory never delivered and workers were sent home overnight. A critical Department of Energy loan never arrived, foreign funding deals fell through, and cash dried up. The dream died. The fallout turned ugly. Former employees sued under the WARN Act, claiming illegal layoffs. For buyers, there's nothing left. No warranties, no service, and no resale value. The vans that once looked futuristic are now stranded, unsupported, and worthless. Canoo didn't just stumble, it vanished. This collapse is a stark warning for anyone investing in fragile EV startups. If a company backed by NASA and Walmart can disappear overnight, other small EV brands are at similar risk. Buyers and investors face extreme uncertainty, and vehicles that once promised innovation are now liabilities. The Canoo story proves that even companies with strong partnerships, government support, and high expectations can fail completely. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.